Now, with casual friends, it's easy to distance yourself. But with coworkers and families, that's more difficult. There are always people at work you have to deal with. So how do you go about maneuvering in that type of environment? Well, one of the first things you can start doing is distancing yourself away from those negative people, the toxic people, and the negative conversations being had. A good mantra that I use is a Polish saying which goes, "Not my circus, not my monkeys." And this kind of reminds us that not everything is in our control, and we don't need to try to control everything because that's not our circus. And we don't need to be involved in that because those are not my monkeys. I use this whenever I see drama going on, and it keeps me centered as to what is important and what is not. And sincerely, none of that is important. Another thing I do is I just walk away when conversations turn negative, like when people are discussing politics. And we know that type of talk right now is so feverishly for and opposed and so strongly opinionated. I just walk away. And it may be rude, but we're talking about our well-being here. And I'm not going to sacrifice my well-being just so that someone doesn't feel offended. Second is to seek out other positive people. Seek out the other positive people in your workplace and start engaging with them. You know who I'm talking about. You know, the person who comes in on Monday who's really happy. You know, the person who always says hi to everybody. You know, there's always that type of person at everybody's job. Share a conversation with them. Get more engaged with them. Remember, this is about subtraction and addition. Removing negative and replacing with positive. Then you yourself can bring about a positive change to the workplace with simple tactics. Like saying hello to everyone you come across to at work. On Monday, ask everyone how their weekend was. And don't expect to tell your story of the weekend in return unless they ask. Genuinely show interest in what they did. Simple things like this can shift the culture at a workplace towards a more positive vibe. Finally, remember, this is super important. Haters are gonna hate. Okay? Taylor Swift said it. Haters gonna hate. You can't please everyone, no matter the situation. There will always be a hater lurking around somewhere. A person who's gonna hate on you for any known reason that they can think of to hate on you. You can't please everyone. So just let them hate, but don't let their hate influence you. Especially for those of us who work in a commission-related field like myself. See, even I, because somebody asked me, well, how do I deal with that? How do I deal in a situation like that? And even I have a hater, and they hate me for my go-getter attitude. See, I come into work early. I help others set up so that I can get good opportunities sent to me later. So instead of the haters looking at their own practices about them showing up late, not being enthusiastic, not engaging with others, staying up late the night before, they would rather blame somebody else. So they blame the go-getter. They blame me instead of all the other reasons that are actually more valid for their personal failure. They don't want to take blame. They don't want to take responsibility for their personal failure. They rather take that and put it on somebody else that has nothing to do with it, like myself. So instead of letting their hate influence me, I act like it doesn't even matter. I wave hi, I say hello every time I see them, even though they act like I don't exist. They kind of do that whole thing like, where they see a homeless person, you don't want to give them money, and they kind of like look away, pretend they don't see them. But I know they see me. And I just act like, hey, how you doing? Because it doesn't matter how they feel. This isn't about them. It's about ourselves. And we're not going to let haters influence how we feel. So I just act like everything's okay. Now, in regard to family, this can be a little tougher. And this is because society puts this obligation of family on our shoulders. We all have that one family member. I mean, I know I do. You see, mine is the scorpion, the unloader, the complainer, the gaslighter, all rolled into one. See, for a long time, I felt that I was obligated to keep them by my side because they were family. But soon I realized something. When I met my wife and my in-laws and how they treated me as one of their own, which is way more than my own family did for me, I realized something real important. Just because we share DNA doesn't automatically give you a free pass to walk all over me. Just because we are genetically related doesn't make us family. Love, support, trust, sacrifice, honesty, acceptance, security, gratitude, respect, and loyalty. That's what makes you family. With that final note, I bring this episode to an end. I hope all of this information about subtracting toxic people from your life and adding more positive people in your life helps you on your own personal path. With that, I like to say, stay focused, stay positive, and make every day count. Love and blessings. Thanks for taking the time to tune in to the show. I hope you enjoyed listening. If you did, please leave a review or comment, as your positivity is greatly appreciated. Visit soliloquyradio.com under the Listen tab for links to the podcast via your preferred provider, along with links to the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel. I'd like to thank Evening Land, Audionautics, and Vienne for providing music for this broadcast. I would also like to thank all the listeners for their support. And remember, stay focused, stay positive, and make today count.